Big Fight, sponsored by 666bet.com.
CASSIUS for the CASSIUS and Helder show here on Box Nation. We're at the West Ham Boys Club. With me I've got trainer Jimmy Tibbs. Good, Jim? You all good?
Yeah, I first on phone, sorry.
What did you make yesterday's press conference? Chris Eubank finally turned up. Said a few funny comments about his trainer Ronnie Davis. What did you make of all that, Jim?
Well, I was a bit surprised, at the least, to say, like Ronnie Davis is just a Vaseline man. A bit disappointed with Ron, because Ron's been about for years. He's back in the day with Chris Eubank Senior. Chris Eubank Senior never ever complained about Ron Davis, and I can't see why that kid don't accept him as a trainer. I thought he was his trainer, actually.
Do you think it was a little bit of tongue-in-cheek comments from Junior?
Well, could be, but he said it, didn't he? You know what I mean? He said it. If we're all going to go tongue-in-cheek, he said he's going to retire. All right, let's put that tongue-in-cheek. Billy Joe, didn't he? He didn't tell me that. That's why I said, well, you've got to do what I say, boxing-wise.
I mean, he's continually said that for the last couple of months.
Yeah.
Jim, what do you make of that? I know you said yesterday that it's down to him what he does, but...
Well, it is. I mean, I can't force Billy Joe not to say what I want him to say all the time. He's a man, he's got 2 children, married man, 2 children. He's a responsible type of person. He's a wonderful kid to train, good fighter. He's got everything, but sometimes you've got to be a little bit careful what you say in public, you know what I mean? That goes for everyone, even myself.
What are you expecting from Chris Eubank Jr.? He's kind of an unknown quantity in the level of opponents he's faced so far in his career.
I'm only expecting what I've seen of him on TV. He stopped a lot of fighters, a lot of people they put in front of him, but they're not the greatest fighters in the world. He stopped, and he's never knocked no one out. He keeps saying he can punch. Yeah, he can punch, but he's not a one-hit wonder, I don't think, because every time that's been stopped, they've been on their feet, the fighters. And also, but that doesn't mean to say we've not prepared for it. Preparation's been done properly for this fight.
I know it's an old cliche, boxers to say they've had the best camps, etc. But Billy Joe, as we know, has taken himself out with you and your son to Marbella to train, which he hasn't done before.
Yeah.
How beneficial is that going to be come Saturday night?
Well, it's going to be very beneficial because the weights come off better. Like he's only a middleweight, always has been a middleweight. But when you're back home and you're around your mates, you have a Coke, you have this, and you're in full training, it just don't work. When you're European champion, British champion, Commonwealth champion, you've got to go away to train. You've got to be with the people around you who know you're best for boxing. And he's decided to do that at this camp, and he's looked a different type of fighter, better. He's always been a good fighter, but he's better now. And we're expecting a good fight from Chris Eubank, so I'm not underestimating him. He's probably quite a nice young man. I know he's dead, and his dad was a great fighter. Got a lot of admiration for his dad as a fighter, and I'm expecting a tough few rounds.
All right, Jim. Listen, thanks for talking to the CASSIUS and Helder show, and we wish you the best of luck, you and Billy Joe, for Saturday night.
Thanks very much.
Thanks.
The Big Fight, sponsored by 666bet.com.